I was honestly not expecting to be able to make this video. I had suspected that this show had already been killed in the crib because we had not heard anything after the first announcement for months. Cavill and Games Workshop basically kept mum, and the rumor mill spun eternally, as it does, with wild tales that this show had been cancelled, especially after the whole female Custodes fiasco. But now we have word from the man himself that we are going to be seeing a show at some point in the future, possibly. As Henry Cavill has posted to his Instagram that production on the show is moving forward. So I'm just going to read the post and after that put forward my hopes and fears. From Henry Cavill's Instagram. To celebrate some Warhammer news, I decided to make a pilgrimage to the very first place I bought Warhammer models over 30 years ago. The little shop on my home island of Jersey. My incredible team and I, alongside the brilliant minds at Games Workshop, have been working away in concept rooms, breaking down approaches to the enormity and magnificence of the Warhammer world. Together we've been sifting through the plethora of incredible characters and poring over old tomes and texts. Our combined efforts have led us to a fantastic place to start our universe, which has been agreed upon by those upon high at both Amazon and Games Workshop. That starting place shall for now remain a secret. Watch the space though, more to come in time. Now, firstly, I want to get my fears out of the way. The current head of Amazon Studios is Jennifer Salke, who, to quote Forbes, is dedicated to increasing diversity. Yes, she is the person responsible for the wokeification of a ton of shows upon Prime, such as Rings of Power, Wheel of Time, and God knows how many others. The buck stops with her, ladies and gentlemen, and if she meddles in this show at all, my hopes will be dashed because of her pattern of behavior of destroying beloved franchises. My second primary fear is that Games Workshop inserts their own DEI slop into the show, as after the female Custodes fiasco, they have done some rather stupid things, like making Sargon of Akkad a Coronate Marine and other senseless virtue signaling, and let us not forget that a rather large section of their stock is owned by BlackRock, Vanguard, and several other companies that all push DE&I initiatives into the companies they own shares in, and so I fear that they may corrupt this project as well. So, to summarize, my fears are that Games Workshop or Amazon finds a way to make this show for modern audiences. My hopes largely lie with Henry Cavill, who is a fan of 40k, and is an actual nerd, and he will be running point on this show, and thus he should be able to keep most of the BS out. And if he manages to keep his position, we will be able to see a show dedicated to fulfilling the promise of 40k on TV, and possibly on film, as they are talking about doing a larger franchise. 40k, if done properly, ladies and gentlemen, could become a bigger franchise than Star Wars, but it all lies in how it is executed. And if the show comes out 5 or 6 years from now, well, that means that it may come out after wokery and DEI nonsense has largely gone, at the very least, underground, if not away entirely. At least that is the hope. This is honestly the most promising show announcement I have seen in a very long time. I am more hopeful for this as a TV adaptation of one of my favorite franchises than I have been for a Coon's age. But those are just my thoughts on the matter. I would love to hear what you think down below. This has been Pete, the Heretical Nerd, signing off.